Hi, it's Dave here from Fat Tone Amps. I'm just going to spend a few minutes talking about setting up your fat box with the PA to get the best you can out of it. The first thing is connecting it to the fat box to the PA. You've got a mains lead that's been supplied with the unit. It's a standard IEC connector. Okay, it's the same ones used for kettles, hence they're called kettle leads. They're standard PA kit. They're in most gig bags, but obviously I've supplied one as well. It comes with an English plug, but you can get your own lead or you can use an adapter. I normally provide one if it's going to the States. You'll get an adapter like this to go with it, but I would recommend actually getting a new lead so it's actually got the right plug on it for your mains outlet. On the back of the unit then you've got 3 sockets. As you can see here, you've got the input socket for your microphone. You've got the output socket which goes to the PA here, and you've got your mains connection socket. So this has now been connected up exactly as you would do when using it in a gig. It's gone to this PA here, and then you can just switch it on. Give it a minute or so to warm up is the normal thing. This one's been warmed up already, so it's pretty much ready to go. And then set your PA, EQ and reverb and all the rest of it so they're reasonably straight lines. So you can see here we're going into the line in channel here, and we're using the mono connector rather than the right connector, so that you're going to be coming through both channels of the PA and not just the one channel. This fine-tuned gain is set in the center. The treble, middle and bass are set at midday, so you can go left and right with those. This is the monitor, so that's off at the moment, and there's a tiny bit of reverb on there as well. And the volume is, in this case, I put it just below halfway. You can put it to about halfway just to get your settings right. Remember that the line in channels are effectively quieter than your mic channels. These have got a lower impedance, so they put more of the signal that's coming into earth. These are for microphones, and therefore they're more sensitive. You can use these connectors as well if you want to. There's a line in connector with the microphone channel. Just remember, you'll probably have to set the volume somewhat lower. In this case, probably about at 9 o'clock, i.e. quarter of the way up, just to get you everything right. Everything else would be the same. So that's set your PA up like that to start with. On the fat box, what I tend to do, which seems to work quite well if you can see this, is I put the bass right up full, put a tiny little bit of middle on, and put about the treble at about 10 o'clock, i.e. about a third of the way up as a start point, and put the volume about halfway, maybe a bit over halfway at about 1 o'clock position. That'll give you a start point. And once you've done that, you can fine tune these to get them where you want them to be. And if you're not getting enough bass or middle or treble or volume, you can turn them up or down as you want to on here, so you get a setting that works all round. And then during the gig or when you're playing, you can use this to do your fine tuning. So you must have enough headroom on your bass, enough headroom on your volume and middle and treble, so that you can adjust here and get what you want, and the PA is set up accordingly. So it's very straightforward. It takes a little bit of playing around with to get something that works for you, and once it's done, you'll pretty much be using the same settings each time. You have to remember that all PAs are slightly different. This is the one I use for my band, so I know roughly where the settings need to be. And obviously when you go into different environments, a hall compared to a pub is very different, or if you're playing in a big space rather than a small space, and you have to maybe use more headroom on the PA, but you want to be doing all your fine tuning on here. You want to let this the fat box do the tonal and the texturing of the crunch and everything else that you want, by making sure you've got the headroom on the PA. I hope that helps, but open to any comments and whatever suggestions you have if you want more guidance. Thank you very much for listening.